Okay, we looked at our notes from social studies and we found one piece of evidence that answers the question, how does the geography of the New England colonies contribute to the economic activities that aided the colonists' survival? Okay, so that was our piece of evidence from yesterday. We made sure we had a transition and we made sure that whatever we put will connect back to this topic. Got it?
Got it.
All right, so you guys have brought your literacy notebook and your social studies notebook today because we're going to use both of those things to write this next part. Our next piece of evidence is going to come from the chart that you glued in. Maybe, if it lets me click it. The chart that you glued in. So in order to use this chart, we have to learn how to read it. So go ahead and open up to the chart that we did the other day. It says like colony fact sheet. All right. So before we can use this chart, we need to learn how to read a chart. So a chart is made up of rows and columns. Okay? Show me how a row goes. A row goes across. So a row goes this way. So do it that way. If I say look at a row, I'm telling you to look across. If I say, let me try and focus that. Maybe. If I say look at a column, columns, remember we talked about hold up a house, they go up and down. Got it? So charts are all about rows and columns. Okay? It's always important to read the left side and the top of a chart because those are going to tell you the categories that are in that chart. So across the top we have what? What is that word? Region, colony name, reason for settlement, economy and occupation, religious beliefs, and geography. All right? On the left side we have New England, Middle, and Southern. Okay? So, based on those headings, which ones do you think that we are going to use for our paper?
New England.
We're going to use the New England. What is that called? If it goes across?
Column.
Across. Row. So we're going to use the New England row. And what columns do you think are going to be important to us, Rodri?
The column that's going to be important to us is geography. And the first one, the colony.
Colony name. Is that going to help us answer the question,
No.
how geography affects their economic activity?
No, the second one and the
Reason for settlement? What do you think, Zach? So we got geography. That's good. We need geography. We need the one about the economy and their occupations, right? We said economy and occupations. What are occupations? They're what?
Jobs.
They're jobs. They go together. All right, this is really bright. I'm going to try and see if I can make it darker. Okay, so if we're looking at this chart, remember I'm modeling for you the southern colonies. So I'm going to look at the southern part right now, and then when you look, you're going to look at the New England. And I can't see it up there, so I'm going to look over here. So from my chart, I'm going to look at the fact that the southern colony, so I'm looking at the southern colony row, and I'm going to look at their geography, and I see that they have rich, fertile soil. Do you think that'll help me answer my question?
Yes.
Yes. What about the fact that it was great for growing tobacco? Does that kind of go with my question?
Yes.
Yes. What about that they had religious freedom for Baptist and Anglican?
No.
Does that have anything to do with the geography or the economy? No. So I'm going to use that the southern colonies have rich, fertile soil as my evidence. Okay? So open up your literacy notebook now. You should have a list of transitions glued in. What do you use as our transition for this sentence? Cameron.
According to the text.
According to the text, anybody have another one we could use?
You kind of read from them and they, from the reading, I know.
Okay, so from reading the chart, maybe we could say. For instance, I like that. So I like from reading the chart. I'm going to say that. So you're not writing anything. From reading the chart, comma. Now, Jolene, I can say, I know the southern colonies rich, fertile soil. Do we know what rich, fertile soil means? Anybody know what that means? Some people don't know what it means, right?
Yeah.
So I would need to make sure when I go back and do my explanation pieces, I need to make sure I explain things that people might not understand. Okay? Got a question, Benji?
No, I know what it means.
Oh, you do know what it means? That's awesome. So when we get here, you can help us, okay? But we're going to stop right here for today. So from reading the chart, I know the southern colonies had rich, fertile soil. Does that connect back up to my original question? Yes. All right. So what I want you to do now, just like we did earlier, yesterday, you're going to find in your chart what you want to use as your one piece of evidence. If you've already said something about the soil, don't use something about the soil. Try to find something different. If you've already talked about their jobs, find something else besides their jobs. Is that clear? All right, so I'll give you a minute, and I want you to find it, and then we'll share it with a partner. Turn and talk and share with them your transition and your evidence. So share your whole sentence with them. Partners, you're checking to make sure they have what they need. If they don't, be honest with them. Say, you don't have a transition. Say, that doesn't connect with the sentence or with the question. Got it? All right, I want you to share your sentences with me now. Caleb, what are you going to say for your second piece of evidence?
In the text,
The economy.
The economy crop. The economy job. The economies were crops. Crops were stock. Lumber, stock, shipping. Lumbering. And shipping.
Okay, so for the New England colonies, you're saying their economy was based around, what'd you say? Fishing, shipbuilding. Okay, good. So from the chart, you found that their economy, everybody say economy.
Economy.
Okay, just so we know how to say it, it's based around those things. I love that sentence. Joanne, what's your sentence?
Oh. According to my notes, in the geography,
Harsh. They have harsh
water,
waters or winters?
winters,
Good.
torrid.
Stop there. Pick one.
Oh.
So you're going to talk about their winters? Okay, so.
But I got a question, Ms. Simpson. If they talk about the winters, no, Mr. Out of his spawn. Talk about the winters, and they mention harsh winters. Does harsh winters support them being good for the economy?
No. What are we going to have to do? Go back in.
Look at it.
Go back in what, Micah? Did we talk about?
Go back and find,
Make a connection between how the weather affects the geography and their jobs, right? So in your evidence, you may talk about the weather, but then in your explanation, you have to go back and make that connection of how the weather affects the geography and the economy. So are you going to be able to do that? Do you know why harsh winters affects the geography and the economy? Okay, so then you can use that. So what was your transition again, according to my notes? Let's try it. When you write, I want you to pick another one from your notebook, okay? Since we already used according to my notes yesterday, we're going to pick another one for today, okay? All right, Zach, what's yours?
From reading from the chart, they were both going because they had access to the ocean.
Okay, so according to the chart, they built boats because they had easy access to the ocean. Yes.
Yeah, I did that. According to the chart, it said that the colonies had jobs like shipbuilding, fishing, lumber, and livestocking.
Okay, lumbering and livestocking. Love it. Okay, yesterday in your first piece of evidence? So you're going to tell me they had rocky soil, they had rocky soil, they had rocky soil?
No, wait.
So you've got to find something else.
Wait.
So look at your chart, find something else, and I'll come back to you. Roderick, what's yours?
I have the same thing as Cameron, but I'm saying that the author states that their soil was really rocky and they couldn't farm.
Okay, so they had rocky soil, they couldn't farm. Jolene?
The author of the chart said that the jobs were fishing. One of the main main jobs were fishing because they have a good supply. They have a good supply of the ocean. Easy to access.
Easy to access the ocean. Good. All right, one more, Kayla, and then we'll let Cameron fix this.
For instance,
Okay, so for instance, the New England colonies had easy access to the ocean. Okay, what'd you change it to?
from reading the
The chart?
chart that they had easy access to get to the ocean, and they had jobs like fish building,
Fishing.
building and fishing.
Good. All right. So now, make sure that you have a transition when you write. Let's not use the same one that we used for this other piece of evidence. Try to pick a different one, and then make sure that you have your one piece of evidence that supports how the geography affected the economic activities of the New England colonies. Once you have it written, give me a thumbs up and so we can share. You already got yours? All right, share.
Reading the chart, they had easy access to the ocean, so it made it easier to fish. Also, fishing was one of their main sources of food.
Okay, so pick one of those. Let's stop it at also fishing was one of their main sources of food. You can throw that in your elaboration piece if you want to, because that's like Miss Boyd was saying, that helps them survive, right?